Greetings, peasants! I'm Sint.
I'm Axion. Oh my word.
And welcome back to another episode of Crit and Crit, where we are playing through Undertale while we discuss Brian Jake's Mossflower.
I was not expecting that.
How could you not expect it with the topic you have written down for this episode?
I knew you were going to do something. I wasn't sure what it was, and I definitely wasn't expecting that.
Anyway, we're talking about the concept of the Good Tyrant. I'm not sure Asgore agrees with this. Right. Anyway, the idea of the Good Tyrant also ties in with the idea of panem et circenses, or bread and circuses, which, come from the Roman Empire, and basically the idea is if you keep your subjects fed and entertained/distracted enough, you don't have to worry about a rebellion. Which is kind of the situation at the start of Mossflower. There is something resembling a resistance, but they know that Lord Verdaga Green Eyes is generally not bad, especially in comparison to his daughter. So, whoop.
We're going to die to this thing.
I mean, I think we've learned quite a few things. They're just, all about talking animals. I forgot Flowey does that.
Yep.
Anyway, so, because, I think you got a little bit of a problem in your, file there. But, yeah. Because Lord Verdaga hasn't pushed them to the point where they have literally no choice but, rebel or die, possibly both, things are generally going pretty well. And all of them tend to hope that, Gingivier will take over after he passes, but Tarmina makes sure that doesn't happen. And with that, we lose any semblance of the Good Tyrant and go straight into the Tyrant.
And it's made very clear from the short time that we do spend with Verduga that is exactly what he intends. He knows Armina is not trustworthy, and he knows that she wouldn't be a good leader. And he seems to be more or less saying that yes, he's going to put Gingivier in charge should his situation reach a point where he is no longer capable of leading.
So we kind of get into the nitty-gritty at this point of, Good Tyrant is kind of an oxymoron, because a tyrant is one who abuses their power. But, well, if you will forgive this analogy, do you know another good tyrant? His name is Havelock Vetinari.
Yeah.
He firmly believes in the principle of one man, one vote. He is the one man. He has the one vote. But, so this looks at the idea that for going into D&D terms here, we're going all over the place. Lawful evil. The rules are in place. I will use the rules as they exist for my own gain. But as this plays on a societal battleground, having a system of law and order to some extent can potentially outweigh the chaos of not having that system or structure. So this is at least the theoretical framework behind the concept of a good tyrant being possible. He sucks. He is absolutely denying people basic rights. But having him there prevents a power vacuum from causing further issues like, this little problem with leaving the miracle grow next to the Necronomicon.
That is an excellent way to describe what we're about to see.
So, yeah, we are not on the side of there should be an autocrat to keep problems from happening. We are saying that in the situation that has arisen in the book, he is definitely consolidating some resources in a way that makes it more efficient than leaving them otherwise, though the benefits of this does not necessarily outweigh, the benefits of not having him in that position in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I forgot how hard some parts of this fight are. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole game's a bullet hell, but yeah. Anyway. The citizens of Mossflower, who again do not consider themselves part of Code here, can tend to coexist with Green Eyes because he doesn't overstep too much, even though they do think he claims authority that should not be his, hence the tyranny. Yeah. But he does understand that you can't push them too hard or you will get a rebellion on your hands. And we kind of see this in sort of reflected a little bit better when we have Martin on the scene, when he interacts with all three of the cats. Gingerveer pleads mercy. Sarmina, violence. Verdaga agrees with the mercy, but still needs to show his authority, so we're going to put Martin in jail for a bit. So, we don't want to just execute someone for no reason. There's no sense in it, but you need to learn the lesson that I am in charge here. Which, again, not really, but it's the sandwich method, like, you have the good option, the bad option, and the medium compromise option that you can actually get people to agree to, even though you know people are going to get hurt by it. It's kind of damage control, which we could go off on that for a while, but I don't really want to get into certain things.
It is a relevant comparison, though. I hate these Marlboro-looking things.
Oh, that's the part you hate?
I mean, they're really hard to dodge, is more what I was meaning. Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, at least they're kind enough to heal you.
Given the sheer number of weird phases this fight has, can you imagine doing this without a heal?
I guarantee you someone out there has managed to no-hit run.
I was about to say, I know someone has no-hitted this. I am not that person.
Neither am I.
But yes, to get back to the actual point, knowing when to apply pressure and when to leave people to their own devices is one of the skills that good rulers really need to master if they're going to be a ruler. Because, as already stated, give too much leniency and people will not see you as their superior and obey you, but give too little leniency and you will stoke a rebellion. Ah, stupid laser.
Yep. So, I mean, we can also turn to some other philosophers for that one. Hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're going to lose control.
Oh my word.
What? On the other hand, can someone who is generally seen as a benevolent force be considered a tyrant? Because I would be willing to make the argument that that's how Bohr runs Salamandastron.
I mean, that's how any system with an autocratic ruler is, essentially. Because any system where you have a leader who is absolutely the one in charge, who has universal or near universal power, is going to be, to some extent or another, a tyrant. Just by the definition of what a tyrant is, a person with that level of universal power and no checks and balances. Every monarchy that has ever existed is, to some degree or another, that kind of rulership.
And I do know that that even like this past year, there was a fair bit of debate over, is the concept of monarchy and autocracy completely and utterly outdated? Because I recall seeing a lot of stuff about protests surrounding the coronation.
Yep. And, of course, there's the obvious things like Irish reunification and the
Scottish independence.
Scottish independence,
Yeah, that one goes through.
The scars of colonialism in general. Because, well, it's Britain. They're responsible for pretty much all of the colonialism we've ever had on an extremely large scale.
Please list the countries invaded by the British Empire. Yakko Warner takes a breath. Well, here we go again! So yeah, I would say that Flowey does not fall in the category of the Good Tyrant. I mean, that might be stating the obvious at this point, but, you know.
He's not a good guy.
He's a flower.
He's a bad flower.
But yeah, it's just kind of an interesting character archetype to work with, because you can have a lot of ways that you can take this. If they manage to last the entire story, they can potentially serve as an ally against a greater threat. They're simply there as part of the status quo because this is the setting we're working with. In this case, they're set dressing to make the actual villain of the story look so much worse. But you could also have a really interesting story where you take out the Good Tyrant only to discover exactly how many issues arise from their absence. Or they get replaced by something even worse when you're trying to do the right thing.
Yep.
So I don't know. There's a lot of really good story potential with this archetype, is all. Even if it can reflect some uncomfortable realities in some aspects of history and potentially current events, but yeah, don't know. The souls are showing you the agony of defeat.
Oh, my word. And we descend into Technicolor Nightmare Land.
Lisa Frank sends her regards.
I can't believe I did that in one try.
Well, that seems like a pretty good optimistic note to end on.
Yep.
Or shall we see this ending?
Yeah, let's wrap this one up, and we'll pick up next time with beginning the true pacifist route.
I thought this was the true pacifist route.
Nope, that was a neutral ending.
Okay, it's been a while. I remember the fight was different.
I can only ever, for forever now, read this in Karina's voice.
I mean, it works. Imagine just all of Flowey's dialogue, but with Karina Drawfee coming in. I'll kill you.
I'll kill everyone.
Okay, so do we want to put the other Drawfee members in various characters, or should we
No.
not go down that path of madness?
No.
Because I think Burgerface would be Sfeel.
No. No. Not Flow.
It's called killing you with kindness, Flowey. It's a tactic that exists just to cheese people off, while giving you the moral high ground. It can be fun sometimes.
And it works. And that's the end. For now.
All right, we shall see you next time.
See ya.